G'day everyone, Jason Nunn from Fisherman's Warehouse Marine, Sweet Street at Warners Bay, your Newcastle Honda marine dealer. And speaking about Hondas and Honda Marine, Honda has extended their cash rebate from 40 horsepower right up to 250s until the end of October, guys. So there's still a lot of time to get in there if you require a repower. And Thursday today, nor'east winds today, nor'east winds tomorrow being Friday, and of course we've got a 20 knot southerly. Looks like it's going to hit us on Saturday. 70% chance of rain as well. So it doesn't look great. Overcast Sunday with nor'east winds on the back of that southerly on Saturday. Just doesn't look too inviting. You're going to need to make the most of today and tomorrow before it falls apart. Hopefully it won't be as bad as what it could, what I think it might be, but 20 knots, just uncomfortable. And I don't reckon anyone's going to get out wide. And talking about out wide, Monday, quite a few boats did get out there. Water was really good. Even starting to see a few dolphin fish out wide. Marlin, yes, above the car park and just below. A couple of the bay boats encountered a few. A couple of the Lake Macquarie guys had a really good session. A couple of big tiger sharks, 260 kilo off the coast. Now that's an indication when you're seeing striped marlin off the coast, you're seeing tiger sharks, you're starting to see dolphin fish. It's all starting to move in. This spring theme is really getting into gear. Water's got quite good colour to it at the moment as well. So if you can get wide when you can, striped marlin, the odd dolphin fish, and obviously we're starting to see those tiger sharks. And the result of those tiger sharks at this time of year is of course the whale movement. And we've got all of these whales which travelled up the coast, May, June, July, all now coming back, and they'll come back down through that current running along the shelf line heading south. So they'll be on their way down. So we see a lot of bait fish build up this time of year. We see this big southern migration heading back down to Antarctica, and a lot of sharks following, whites and tigers and alike, following these whales down. The guys that got onto the FAD and down onto the Texas on the weekend heard a few dolphin fish on the FAD and a few on a couple of the outside traps as well. So that is very early. Normally we're not talking about them until January. So again, just legal fish, maybe the odd better one there, but it's a good sign. It's a sign of life, which is perfect. Those that went to the Texas, not as many kings on the weekend. The last few weeks it had been kingfish central. Then it sort of backed off. A lot of barracuda, our Victorian counterparts coming up, and just big barracuda down on that Texas area. But a little bit further south and out a tad wider, Gavin Cole and crew bag limit catches of trag, and they were quite nice trag, I might say. So we're already seeing a lot of trag still in that deeper water, the odd red, the odd perch as well, but there's at least variety. Once you get away from the barracuda, some beautiful trag and a great eating fish and a great fighting fish top to bottom. Inshore reefs, still a lot of snapper coastally, up towards Broughton Island, of course, Seals Rocks, some big kings up at Seals. A couple of the divers were up at Seals on the weekend. One of the boys I was talking to, Logs, there through the week, 26 kilo kingfish. That's a monster. So they're the sort of kingfish that are actually up in that Seals area coming back down to Broughton. So water had 20 metres of vis on Monday. Nor'east kicked in, dropped the visibility out, but things are looking good, the colour of the water, and I got a funny feeling we're in for a real early season pelagic wise. A few mac tuna off the coast, and they're still catching longtails, not only in Port Stephens. I've heard a few reports in Stockton Bay, and of course down in the Central Coast. There's still long-tailed tuna all the way down there, down towards the Hawkesbury River. So it's great to see this pelagic activity already happening coastally. Those squire on the inshore reefs, a few flatties, a few trevally, but probably not much else. You just got to work a little bit harder on those inshore reefs. The beaches, still not producing much, guys. The odd salmon, odd tailor, maybe the odd whiting, but it just isn't there quite yet. I reckon another month, that next prawn run will be essential. We're on the first quarter of the moon this weekend. Saturday morning, 10 to 10 low tide, but a 4:30 low tide, 1.61. The AM tide, I might add, is only 1.2, so a very small tide in the morning, but a bigger tide in the afternoon. So even in the Salts Bay or in the channel up near the drop over, you will get protection out of that southerly on that tide. First half of the moon moving through, there will be some brim there, and there's been a lot of brim on the flats. I spoke to Don Convery for the week. A lot of small bream getting caught on the flats, which is a telltale sign of that next prawn run. Most of these fish under 30 centimetres, little schoolies, but lots of them. Been some very nice whiting. Again, some of those bigger whiting not in as good a condition. So that late October, November prawn run, essential to get that condition of those whiting back up again. And of course, live prawns or tube worms are really the gun bait for what you want to see. There are a lot of trevally around, and there's been quite a lot of trevally. I spoke to Ronnie Owen there before, a good mate of ours. He fished inside Salts Bay, some beautiful trevally, and we spoke about it last week. Some good trevally in the lake, but they're all the way through the channel. We're starting to see this resurgence of trevally. There's fish up and above 50 centimetres in the lake, but there's some very nice ones in around that 45 to 48 centimetre mark in the channel. So a lot more trevally in this system. A bit of a sign probably of the water being a little bit cooler on that run-in tide. And I'd always probably encourage, if you're going to fish for whiting, try to fish the last of the run out. At least you're going to have the benefit of that water being a little bit warmer, probably by about 3 degrees. I had a swim there on Monday. It was on that high tide, it was bloody cold. So the run out tide is going to be the peak, and that also gives you the opportunity to chase these flatties. There's a lot of very good flathead in the lake at the moment, and there's a lot of fish above 70 centimetres, which is great to see, and obviously all being released. But there's a lot more smaller fish moving into the channel and out along those fridges, and that'll just increase all that Belmont Bay area, Nesca Park, down Cairns, Nords Wharf area. That'll just continue over the next few weeks. There's still the odd salmon and the odd tailor in the lake, guys. Not a lot of size to the tailor, but they're still working the bait skills, which presents itself as the opportunity to not only target kings, but still chase those mullabay. There's the odd squid around, so it's worthy of having a bit of a dig. All in all, guys, bad news. The southerly's going to be here Saturday. I can't do much about it, but enjoy the next couple of days. Hopefully, by the time we get to our report next week, I've got something more pleasant to say about a very good forecast for next weekend. Stay safe. I'll see you then.